thought I read somewhere that Oprah had issued you an apology and Tyler had issued an apology. That's not correct.
No.
The only person that's given you an apology.
You saw it.
You said that Tyler Perry was the first person, I think I've got this right, who paid you what you were worth.
Yeah.
That's a huge statement.
You've been doing this for over 30 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell us about what that realization
It's so crazy because I actually cried. You know, because what I love about Tyler is not only is he an angel, not only is he a genius, not only is he unapologetic as a leader, but he also makes you feel valued and seen and appreciated. And he goes out of his way to do that. And I think about, like, you know, how people pay it forward. And I don't know if anyone paid it forward to him, but he most certainly pays it forward to everyone.
When Lee Daniels says to me, because Cookie from the show Empire, I was offered that role. Now Taraji tore it up, baby. Listen here. However, I was offered that. Then Felita called me back and say, baby girl, they said you're too difficult to work with. But you hear on the audio that a man told David Talbert I was difficult to work with.
Welcome back to your daily dose of scandal and glamour. Taraji P. Henson just stepped into some serious heat after publicly defending Tyler Perry against that disturbing lawsuit filed by Derek Dixon. And whew, the internet is not having it. Fans are dragging her through the mud, and it's getting uglier by the hour. Now, Tyler and Taraji go way back. They've worked together for over 15 years, so it's not shocking that she's standing firm behind him. But here's the thing, people ain't buying it. They're saying she's riding way too hard for him, especially with how dark these allegations are getting. And get this, word on the street is, Derek Dixon might not even be the only one. Yep. Folks are whispering that more young men could be stepping forward, and Taraji's name is starting to get caught in the crossfire. It's looking real bad for her image right now. People are asking, why is she defending him this strongly? What does she really know? Is she trying to help Tyler dodge these explosive claims just to keep her career safe and her movie deals rolling? Let's talk about it. While her loyalty might seem shocking at first, when you really sit down and look at it, it kind of makes sense. Taraji and Tyler have been locked in professionally for nearly 2 decades. She starred in his recent film, The Strays, and their bond is no doubt tight. But that tight bond? That's exactly why fans are raising eyebrows. They think she's biased, too close to the fire to see the smoke. Allegedly, when the news broke about Derek Dixon accusing Tyler of SA, Taraji didn't hold back. Word is she snapped and called Derek a liar straight up. She allegedly even said that Derek is just another white man trying to bring down a successful black king. Now, whether she really said that or not, that quote alone is setting the internet ablaze. The backlash is rolling in fast, and people are questioning if Taraji's trying to protect her friend, or something much bigger. And if more names start coming forward, this could blow all the way up. Now, here's where it gets real messy. Insiders are saying that Taraji's been running her mouth behind the scenes, throwing shade at Derek Dixon. Allegedly, she's calling him bitter and entitled, claiming he only turned on Tyler because he didn't land the spotlight roles he thought he deserved. She's telling people Derek wanted the fast lane to fame without putting in the hustle. According to her, he wasn't trying to grind like everyone else. He just expected Tyler to hand him a big break out of nowhere. And get this, Taraji's even been calling what they had a friendship. That part alone is raising eyebrows, because it sounds like she's downplaying their connection real smooth. Now, looking at it from the outside, her claims might seem like they kind of add up. Derek himself admitted that he and Tyler first met at an event back in 2019. And the way he tells it, Tyler personally picked him out of the crowd and asked for his number, saying he had a role in mind for him. That's not your everyday casting situation. Let's be real. When a Hollywood heavyweight like Tyler Perry approaches you like that, it ain't usually for no background extra gig. It makes total sense that Derek thought this was his shot to blow up. But here's the twist. That so-called big break, it ended up being a small part in just 2 episodes of Tyler's show, Ruthless. That's it. So now people are looking at this sideways. Was Derek just let down and reacting out of hurt? Or is there more to this story than Taraji wants folks to believe?
When Lee Daniels says to me, because Cookie from the show Empire, I was offered that role. Now Taraji tore it up, baby. Listen here. However, I was offered that. Then Felita called me back and say, baby girl, they said you're too difficult to work with. But you hear on the audio that a man told David Talbert I was difficult to work.
Because if that bond between Tyler and Derek ran deeper than just work, Taraji's defense might not be as simple as she's trying to make it sound. Derek did end up landing another role on Tyler Perry's show The Oval, and yeah, it was bigger than his small part on Ruthless, but it still wasn't the breakout moment he was chasing. According to what Taraji's been telling folks, that's when Derek allegedly started getting bitter and flipped the script, accusing Tyler of inappropriate behavior and SA. But fans ain't buying Taraji's defense as just friendship loyalty. Nope, they think there's a whole lot more at stake for her too. See, Tyler Perry ain't just any director. He's one of the very few power players in Hollywood actually cutting real checks for black artists, especially black women. And while someone like Monique might have a bone to pick with him, other actresses have publicly praised Tyler for doing what most don't. Actress Meagan Good, for example, straight up said Tyler Perry was the first person to ever pay her what she truly deserved. That says a lot in an industry where black women constantly get shortchanged. So now people are starting to think Taraji's loud defense ain't just about friendship, it's about keeping her own spot safe and her income flowing. But that ain't even the messiest part. Word on the street is Taraji don't just get fair treatment from Tyler, she allegedly gets special treatment, like roles being handed to her that weren't even meant for her. Example? The iconic role of Cookie Lyon in Empire. Y'all ready for this? That role wasn't supposed to be hers. Insiders say the original pick for Cookie was none other than Monique. Yep, Monique was the director's top choice, but somehow that role slid right into Taraji's hands. Now imagine how wild that must have been. Monique getting iced out of a career-defining part, while Taraji stepped in and made history alongside Terrence Howard. And y'all know how messy Monique's feud with Tyler has been over the years. So now it's all coming together. Was Taraji just defending a friend or defending the system that's kept her shining while others got sidelined? Let's talk about this Cookie Lyon drama, because it's deeper than most people realize. According to Monique, it was director Lee Daniels, the same man who directed Precious, who originally offered her the role of Cookie. He'd worked with her before and thought she was perfect for it. Makes sense, right? But here's where things took a messy turn.
I read somewhere that Oprah had issued you an apology and Tyler had issued an apology. That's not correct.
No.
The only person that's given you an apology.
You saw it. It's Lee.
Lee was the only one out of the big three, Tyler Perry, Oprah, and Lee himself, who actually apologized to Monique for how she got blackballed in Hollywood. They patched things up, and Lee personally reached out to offer her a role on Empire. But just a few days later, he called her back and took it all away. Lee allegedly told her that people on the show weren't willing to work with her. They claimed she was too difficult. Now, whether that's true or not, the damage was done. Lee backed out, said his hands were tied, and the role of Cookie ended up going straight to Taraji P. Henson. But here's the kicker. Word on the street is that Tyler Perry was the one who really pulled the strings behind the scenes to make that swap happen. Allegedly, Tyler made sure Monique was cut out, and in return, handed that high-profile role over to Taraji. It was a power move. He got Monique out the way and boosted Taraji's career all in one shot. At that time, Empire was one of the biggest shows on TV. That role changed Taraji's whole career. So when people ask why Taraji's riding so hard for Tyler now, the receipts are right there. And let's not ignore the fact that she just starred in Tyler's new film Straw, which has been going crazy on Netflix, breaking records and grabbing headlines. She's got a lot riding on Tyler staying out of trouble. If this lawsuit drags him down, it takes her projects down too. So yeah, Taraji has every reason to keep defending him, even if the whole thing's starting to look real calculated. But fans, they are not here for Taraji's defense of Tyler. Not even a little bit. She's catching heavy smoke online for backing him so hard, and many are saying she crossed a line. When it comes to SA cases, the smart move is usually to stay neutral, especially when things are still unfolding. But Taraji, she clearly didn't get that memo. And honestly, with the details coming out, it's not hard to understand why people are so angry. Derek Dixon's accusations are disturbing, and the legal documents lay out some chilling claims. Now, to be fair, Taraji did have a point when she said Derek expected Tyler to help him blow up in the industry. There's actually language in the court documents that hints at that exact setup. One section reads that Mr. Perry took his success and power and used his considerable influence in the entertainment industry to create a coercive, exploitative dynamic with Mr. Dixon, initially promising him career advancement and creative opportunities, such as producing his pilot and casting him in his show, only to subject him to escalating battery and professional retaliation.
You said that Tyler Perry was the first person, I think I've got this right, who paid you what you were worth.
Yeah.
That's a huge
And
statement.
you've been doing this for over 30 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell us about what that realization
It's so
felt like.
crazy because I actually cried. You know, because what I love about Tyler is not only is he an angel, not only is he a genius, not only is he unapologetic as a leader, but he also makes you feel valued and seen and appreciated. And he goes out of his way to do that. And I think about, like, you know, how people pay it forward. And I don't know if anyone paid it forward to him, but he most certainly pays it forward to everyone.
When Mr. Dixon did not reciprocate Mr. Perry's unwanted advances. That's a heavy accusation right there. According to the lawsuit, all of this went down while Derek was a regular cast member on the Oval. Tyler allegedly had full control over his employment, pay, and creative chances. That kind of power imbalance? Yeah, fans are shook. And if that wasn't enough, Derek took it all the way there by comparing Tyler Perry to some of the darkest names in the industry, saying that just like Harvey Weinstein, Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, Kevin Spacey, Roger Ailes, and others, Tyler used his position to manipulate and control. Whether you believe the claims or not, that comparison alone was explosive, and with that kind of heat in the air, Taraji choosing to stand by him publicly, it's turned into a PR nightmare. According to Derek Dixon, Tyler Perry's success and power had him thinking he could buy anything, even people. The lawsuit claims that all the fame, influence, and money twisted Tyler's mindset, making him believe he could get whoever he wanted, whenever he wanted. But as Derek put it, there are things in this life that money can't buy. Derek says it all started back in 2019 when they met at an industry event. Tyler allegedly singled him out, asked for his number, and opened the door to what looked like a huge opportunity. Things didn't seem off at first, but by 2020, according to Derek, the vibes took a sharp turn. That's when Tyler invited him to his Atlanta mansion. Derek accepted, thinking it was another step toward building that Hollywood connection. Reports say Derek was trying hard to stay in Tyler's good graces, hoping it would lead to better roles and more screen time. But that night didn't go how he expected. Derek says he drank too much and ended up staying in the guest room. Then, according to the court filings, Tyler allegedly climbed into bed with him and began touching his thighs. Derek claims he immediately rejected the advances, but Tyler didn't back off. In fact, Derek says Tyler kept showing interest even after that night. The timeline gets murky, but when you start connecting the dots, it looks like this happened after the minor appearance Derek had on Ruthless, and before he landed the more visible role on the Oval. And here's where it gets even messier. Derek claims that once he politely turned Tyler down, that's when Tyler started offering him more work. It wasn't a starring role, but it was a step up. More lines, more visibility. And for a minute, Derek says he thought his acting career was finally taking off. But now, he's saying that Rise wasn't about talent. It was about pressure, control, and manipulation dressed up as opportunity. Now this is where things really start spiraling. Around the same time Derek was landing more roles, reports say Tyler allegedly started sending suggestive texts. According to the lawsuit, the messages weren't just casual. Tyler was allegedly asking Derek about his preferences and even revealed that he'd been intimate with men before. The tone, bold and personal. Derek also pointed out that his Oval character, Dale, was written as a gay, homeless, and desperate store clerk, someone who had to sleep with other characters just to survive. Now here's where it gets wild. Derek says Tyler told him that's exactly what he looked for in a real-life partner, someone loyal, dependent, and always needing him. Even though Derek had already turned Tyler down once, he admitted he felt trapped. Tyler wasn't just a powerful figure, he was basically his boss. Derek says he was nervous and tried to play it safe, carefully setting boundaries without rocking the boat too hard. He reportedly told Tyler he wasn't comfortable with that kind of intimacy, hoping that would be the end of it. But it wasn't the end. Later in 2020, Tyler allegedly invited Derek back to his Atlanta home. Derek accepted, maybe hoping things had cooled off. But what happened next, according to Derek, took a darker turn. He claims Tyler greeted him warmly, but then quickly steered the conversation into uncomfortable territory, allegedly asking if Derek liked things rough in bed. Then, in a shocking move, Tyler allegedly grabbed him by the throat and said, "Look how excited you just got." It didn't stop there. Derek says the most intense incident happened in June 2021, once again at Tyler's Atlanta property. He was staying in the guest house, wearing only his underwear when, according to the documents, Tyler came in to say goodnight. That's when Derek alleges Tyler yanked down his underwear, groped him, and said, "Relax, and just let it happen." Now, whether all of this is proven or not, these allegations are heavy. And with Derek putting it all out there in black and white, the silence from Tyler's camp is only adding to the storm. According to the legal documents, things got extremely explicit. The filings claim Tyler Perry allegedly asked Derek about his sexual preferences, specifically whether he preferred to give or receive during intimate acts. Then, Tyler reportedly revealed he'd been with men before and that he identified as a top, but it didn't stop there. The lawsuit claims Tyler went into graphic detail, allegedly telling Derek, "When you have a big one and you hit it right, these bottoms go crazy." That kind of statement had people online stunned, and for many, it crossed a line that made the accusations feel even more disturbing. On top of that, Perry allegedly explained that what he really wanted was a man who was already in a relationship, but someone who could still be emotionally close with him on the side. Basically, according to Derek's side, Tyler was looking for a friends with benefits arrangement. He didn't want to deal with the commitment or emotional weight of a real relationship, just the physical part. Yeah, this is messy on every level. And now fans are doubling down on the backlash toward Taraji. Many say her standing by Tyler despite all of this is beyond disappointing, especially when these aren't just vague claims. They're detailed, graphic, and backed by sworn court documents. And yet, Taraji still appears to be holding strong in her support for him. Sources close to her say she believes whatever went down between Tyler and Derek was consensual, and that Derek only flipped because his Hollywood dreams didn't pan out like he hoped. In her eyes, he got bitter when the fame didn't follow. But whether that's true or not, this entire situation has blown up beyond belief. One thing's for sure, Tyler knows who's really in his corner, because Taraji is standing firm like a ride or die. Now the only question left is, do you believe Taraji's loyalty is justified, or is she turning a blind eye to something way darker? And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share to stay in the loop with all the latest tea. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an update, and I'll catch you in the next video.